footage of my riding on some local trails the other day. I found some pretty fun little nature areas to cruise around in. Getting a lot more used to the bike, a lot more confident on it. It's running quite well. I'm still running it at about the max power at 78 amps, and that's in mode 3. I kind of switch between mode 2 and 3, just kind of when I want to cruise around. I'm in mode 2, but then if I want to ride a little more aggressive, I kick it up to mode 3. And it's been a lot of fun. I still am working on getting those torque arms designed before I kick it up in 20 more amps or so to give it the full power. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna design torque arms to go on the stock rear dropouts, because I just got a 3D printer the other day, and it's moving my swing arm extension project much quicker. So I might have that rear swing arm extension created in the next couple weeks. So that should be interesting. I feel pretty good about the design. I don't know if I will even need swing arm or torque arms for my dropouts after I do that, because I'm going to have 2 steel plates that are 1/4 inch each on each side. So I'm going to have a 1/2 inch of steel to hold my axle in place. So definitely excited about that. I think I'm going to cut out a couple sets. I'm going to do a 2-inch and 3-inch, just in case I really want to I want to go with 3-inch, but if that just ends up being too much, then at least I will have a 2-inch set to fall back on and test that out. Or I can test both of them and see how that goes. Yeah, the 3D printer is just awesome. I did one side so far, and just have to do a few little tweaks, and then it'll be ready for cutting the steel. And then the other side is going to be a little more complicated, because I have to add in the mounts for the brake caliper. Yeah, the main thing will just be trying to get everything squared up and get the wheel going straight. So that's going on. Been fun riding. It's been mostly pretty cold, but at least it's been fairly dry, so can still get out. I worked on trying to create a little track for myself in a local nature preserve the other day, and I had found these narrow deer trails through the woods, and I cleared them out a little bit better, with the intention of creating a little loop for myself. It turned out decent, but not quite what I'm looking for. It's kind of I've never worked on creating like mountain bike trails or anything like that, but there definitely is a art form to it, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while, is the concept of creating trails specifically for powerful off-road e-bikes, emotos, high-powered e-bikes. I think this will be happening in the future. It's very early right now, but with how many people are riding more and more powerful e-bikes, and the fact that we can't go on mountain bike trails and we're kind of left to just going wherever we don't get kicked out of, it's only a matter of time before people start organizing and creating trails specifically for our bikes. Because, we don't really, I haven't ridden on like motorcycle trails yet, which I'm definitely looking forward to trying that out. But I I don't think emotos and high powered e-bikes quite fit on your gas powered trails, ORV trails. Seems like it's just emotos and stuff. They're more of a combination between a bicycle and a gas powered bike. So our needs are a lot different. I could see, in local parks, stuff like that, having loops that are specifically designed for, powerful e-bikes. You could really do a lot in a small area, creating like cool berms and flowy. It's all about creating that flow, and riding in trails like these. It's fun, but it gets kind of boring fairly quickly because they're just a lot of straight lines like this. You can just go straight. I did kind of create a little bit of a track here. I don't know if it's going to be coming up soon, but it was kind of fun. It was a square, and I could come flying down, and I think, are we coming up to it now? This might be it. Then I go straight along here. No, this isn't it. Anyway, I created a little track of a sort, but back to my point is that I'm gonna start kind of looking into trying to talk to city officials or whatever and whoever and get the conversation started, because I live in it's a combination of a lot of tourists come out here, and then a lot of people live out here as well, and it's all about a lot of recreational opportunities in the area. So a lot of people come out here, they want to have fun, and people that live around here want to have fun too. So I don't know, we've already entered a new era where traditional dirt bikes, you can never have them ride in around neighborhoods and stuff like that because they're just so loud. Back where I grew up, it was we had dirt roads, and it was fairly rural when I was younger, and more and more people, and people had dirt bikes, and people had snowmobiles, and then as more people moved into the area and it got more civilized to some degree, people that had the two-stroke motorcycles would, they would be complaining about them, and more people complained, and then eventually, nobody had motorcycles anymore, and nobody had snowmobiles. So the new era we have is, these e-bikes, they're silent. You could have a specific track for these vehicles in a fairly small park, and nobody would even know anything's happening there. But people could be having a blast and getting their stress out of their system and just having fun and not hurting anybody. I mean, if we have trails that are designed for us, then there's no problem. I'd like to encourage other people out there to start thinking about this idea in your area. It's kind of like back when mountain bikes first came out, it was a big uproar among hikers, and there was a lot of backlash. The same thing happened with snowboarding. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're gonna ruin the ski resorts and all this," and now snowboarding might even be more popular than skiing now. So there's a lot of parallels, and I think this is gonna have to happen so we don't have, increasing, um, bad mojo, going towards, e-bikes, e-motos. If we have places where we can go, then there's going to be less problems. And a lot of you might have seen, if you haven't seen it, the Bonnell launch of their mountain bikes, mountain bikes, very powerful. It's got the CYC, like up to 6,000 watt mid-drive motor on it. Those things are sweet. They're fast, but they're not crazy fast. They do like 37, but those are not going to be allowed on any mountain bike trails, legally speaking. So it's just, there's a new classes of higher powered bikes are coming out, and nobody's going to stop them, and we need to create more options so we have less problems. It's just gonna, and with these trails that we might develop, you could even have traditional mountain bikes ride on them, but the people that ride, they're gonna have to be cognizant that, give way to faster riders. That could be a little bit questionable whether it would be for a dual use like that. So maybe like regular standard electric mountain bikes, which would be moving a little quicker. And then on top of that, I think everybody would be talking about like power limits for these, trails that are designed for e-motos. This would be a point of controversy, but I would say, to keep things sane and safe, 6,000 watts maybe, because they always like to put a number on it. I think if you said 6,000 watts, it's kind of like the speed limit. If you say 6,000 watts, there might be people out there, running more than that. It's like when you have the speed, people are going to go over that. They're going to push that a little bit. But when the speed limit's 55, people might drive 65. Not that that's a good thing, but if somebody's driving 75, that's a problem, and they're going to get in trouble for it. So if somebody comes out there and they're running, say, an 8,000 watt peak, e-moto, that's probably not going to be a problem. Somebody comes out and they're ripping up stuff running at like 12,000 watts, that's a problem. I mean, the E-Ride Pro 2.0, the sport mode, it's 12,000, but in eco, it's very, very reasonable. 8,000 watts? That's probably going to be doable. You come out there with a 20,000 watt Sur-On Ultra B. That's kind of getting too far into the dirt bike, the full size dirt bike category, and I think we have to sort of do a cutoff of, making options for people that are, not on bikes that are full crazy power. Like, I ride this little, direct drive bike. It's, it's theoretically 6,700 watts at a full charge at full amps in my BMS. But it goes down from there, and so I'm really at like 4,000. So my point is, people can come out on their moderately souped up, like mine, moderately souped up e-bikes, like stealth bombers, stuff like that, as well as Surons and other light emotos, and just have a good time and not, keep it within reason. If you've made it this far in my video, please let me know what you think. I really want to get the conversation moving on this. I haven't heard of anybody talking about this idea, and it's just a matter of getting it started and brainstorming and talking to your city, county, state officials. It's got to happen on all levels, really all levels, because all these different types of trails are managed by different government agencies, local level, state level. Thanks for coming along with me on my ride and talk. I'm gonna move it back to some music while I have some video of me exploring my local park, and I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully I will have some updates on my swing arm extension